3.5 practice. Okay, number 1, suppose you want to know the average amount of money spent for fans attending opening day for the Clinton Indians baseball season. You get permission from the team management to conduct a survey, but they're not going to let you bother the fans in the club seating or the box seats. Okay, the most expensive, because you don't want to bother the rich people. Okay, so using a random number generator, you select 500 seats of the rest of the stadium, and you ask, how does undercoverage lead to the bias? Okay, so our results are bias. It will be lower than the population since the more expensive tickets are not included. Okay, so if we leave out all the most expensive tickets, the sample that we're going to collect is going to be lower than what the real population is. Okay, number 2, the director of student life at a university wants to know what percent of students eat regularly on campus. To find out, they take a simple random sample of 300 students who live in the dorms, describe undercoverage. If they live in the dorms, then they are more likely to eat in the cafeteria. Okay, so we're leaving out those students who don't live on campus. Okay, so our population was students, all students in the university, but we only asked the ones that live on campus, which is going to be a skewed result, a higher percentage than what we think is normal. Okay, third one, SAT prep. Okay, so some people pay a lot of money to get test prep for SAT. Suppose an SAT preparation course makes the following statement in their advertising brochure. We asked our graduates to report on their SAT scores before and after taking their course. The mean increase in SAT scores for 500 people who responded was 210 points. So of the 500 people who responded, 210, they increased their score by 210 points in the SAT. How is there non-response here? Okay, probably only those who respond were proud of their increase in score. Those who didn't respond probably had no increase or very little. Or they might have even done worse. Okay? So only those who respond to the survey are going to give us answers. Okay? So those that respond are probably the ones that are proud of their score and they've increased by that. Other people who are not responding, so yeah, do as well. That means overstating or overestimating the true population. Increase. Okay, it was much less than 210 for the whole population. Okay, next problem was this one. Okay, a local news agency conducted a survey about unemployment by randomly dialing telephone numbers until it had gathered responses from 1,000 adults in its state. In the survey, 19% of those who responded said that they were not currently employed. Okay, do we think that's higher or lower than the real population? Okay, describe how non-response might lead. Okay, so they are calling people. If they're calling people, they are more likely if they're calling people, those that answer say, okay, we'll take that. So if they're calling people, those that answer the telephone are more likely to be unemployed than those who don't answer. Those that don't answer are at work. They're working. So our estimate is too high. Okay, it's probably not really 19% of the people that are unemployed. It's probably much lower. It's just that the sample that they got were only from people that were unemployed. Okay. Next one. Did you use your seatbelt? A study in El Paso, Texas looked at seatbelt use by drivers. Drivers were observed at randomly chosen convenience stores, and after they left their cars, they were invited to answer questions, which included about seatbelt use. In all, they had 75% say they always use their seatbelt in the survey. But when they observed it, was only 61.5 were wearing their seatbelt when they pulled into the parking lot. Why the two differences? Okay, so there is public pressure to wear seatbelts. They lied about it on the survey to look better. Okay, so some public pressure sort of thing there. Emma asked 80 randomly selected people if free health care should be provided to the homeless. Half of the people were shown a picture of a homeless lady and a small child, and most of them agreed that health care should be provided. When they did not have a picture shown, only 45% of people agreed. Why the difference? The presence of the picture made people empathetic so they cared about the person and wanted health care for those people. With no picture, they didn't really care as much. Okay. Marcos asked a random sample of 50 mall shoppers for their weight. 25 of the shoppers were asked directly, and 25 were anonymous, meaning they had a secret ballot. The mean weight was 13 pounds heavier for the anonymous group than the other group. So when asked about weight, are more likely to be honest on paper, not asked directly. If I ask you, what's your weight? You're more likely to lie about it. Okay. Next one. A simple random sample of 1,200 adults is selected, and they are asked this question. In light of the huge financial deficit, should the government at this time spend to establish a national system of health care? Explain how the wording could be biased. Be sure to specify the direction of the bias. Okay? So I believe that since they're saying that there's this national debt, that less people will want to say that they should have this system. Okay? Okay, so because it starts out with because there's a huge national debt, should we spend more money on health insurance? No. Okay, so a lot less people will say that just because it's prefaced with that. A better question would be, just leave that first part out. Should the government establish a national health care insurance system? That would be a better question. Okay, a U.S. senator sends out a poll to people who have liked him on Facebook, asking, do you approve or disapprove of the U.S. Supreme Court decision in Citizens United that let corporations and wealthy individuals spend unlimited amounts on campaigns? 99% of the responses were disapprove. How is undercoverage used here? Undercoverage. Okay, so it's not the whole population. It's only those who like him on Facebook is responding. Okay, so he's only getting people that think like him pretty much to respond to him. Okay. Part B, how's the wording of the question might result? Okay. The wording is a bit confusing. Okay, there's too many words in there. Yeah, so it's a little confusing to the average person. Would increasing the sample size eliminate the bias? Okay, so increasing the sample size makes it more accurate, but bias will still exist. Because of who we are asking. Okay, we're only asking those that like him on Facebook. Even if we have more people respond, it's still going to be biased towards that response because it's only those people that are asking. Okay, and the last problem. Some cities are proposing a ban on plastic grocery bags. Actually, all of California does. Okay, the plastic bags we get in grocery stores, they ban those. Write 2 versions of a question that ask respondents about this issue. One version should be neutral, and the other should encourage people one way or the other. Okay, so neutral could be like, do you support the ban on grocery bags? Okay, very neutral. Okay, a biased question could be something like, we like preface it with plastic bags take millions, I don't know if this is true or not, of years to degrade. Do you support a ban on these bags? Okay, now your answers could be something different. Are there answers okay? Okay, so definitely other answers could be there as well, but very neutral. Do you support the ban on plastic grocery bags? I'm biased. Okay, this would get people to support it more, to support the ban, but plastic bags take millions of years to degrade. It might just be thousands. I don't really know. Okay, but do you support a ban on these bags? Because I said that first, more people are going to say, yes, I support banning those bags.